United are going to win tomorrow. I bet Rashford gets a brace.
Unfortunately, it won't count, though. It won't count because we don't play tomorrow. We play on Sunday. So whatever game we won tomorrow won't reflect.
How do you... I'm going to go to Sam first on this. How do you see the Manchester derby going?
I have a vision. It was the same vision I had pre the Chelsea game. You know, they all laughed at me pre the Chelsea game anyway. So you can laugh all you want. You can laugh all you want. You can all cry all you want. Man United are leaving Etihad with something. They're leaving the Etihad with something. Manchester City, the results don't reflect the performances whatsoever. Even Luton opened them up. They scored twice. They had the most undeserved 3 points of the whole year away at Bournemouth. When Bournemouth had 5 or 6 clear-cut, clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities against Manchester City, and they just missed them all. Kluivert, Ouattara, Sinistera, I can mention hundreds of them. So many chances they had, they missed all of them. Brentford, the only reason they scored is because Ayer slipped. I'll be honest with you. United are getting something. The reason why United are getting something is there's news that Bruno might be injured. So it might be a Mainu, Casemiro, McTominay midfield, which means there is no hoof ball. And the Manchester United front three, Anthony, Rashford, and Garnacho. All three of them, nothing special. All three of them not in the best form. However, all three of them have pace on the counter-attack. You know, just before Staffy gets triggered.
Don't say there's pace there.
Garnacho's quick on the ball. On the ball, he's quick. Off the ball, he's slow. No problem. So these three right there are going to counter-attack Manchester City. And I think Manchester United are not only leaving the Etihad with something. I think Man United are going to go to the Etihad and win. The reason why I think that is 100%. I think Manchester City have a lot of cracks. Yes, I think Manchester City have a lot of cracks. Defensively, they haven't been performing well. They haven't been performing well at all. At all, they haven't been performing well. Haaland scored the worst 5 goals I've seen in a game my entire life. I've never seen worse 5 goals in my whole life. If I were to do a comp of that Luton game, honestly, there's like I'll never bring a kid. Like my nephew wanted to become, or my cousin wanted to become a footballer. Never bring him. Go like, yeah, come watch Haaland score 5 tap-ins against Luton because that ain't gonna help his career. So yeah, I think Man United are gonna get something. I think Man United are gonna win at the Etihad. I think Varane is gonna be a key in this game. Dalot is gonna be a key in this game. Amrabat, Mainu is gonna play a massive role. All this, I think, at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, Man United have gotten results at the Etihad when people least expect it. And they've beaten Manchester City multiple times. And they've gotten draws multiple times. You know, so I think Man United will get something. Garnacho scoring at the Etihad. Mark my words. Let's go.
Some of the stuff that you said, I honestly don't think you could be any more wrong. First of all, you said a midfield of McTominay, Casemiro, and Mainu's not hoofball. If that's not hoofball, I don't know what it is. If anything, I actually want hoofball to on Sunday. The one game that I want hoofball, you want to take it away from me. No, Habibi, I want hoofball on Sunday, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't want no 2-1-7 or 3-1-6 against City. I want us to sit back and limit their spaces in behind and actually go back to what used to give us results that you just mentioned. You said we got results in recent years at Etihad. You know how we got it? We got it playing hoofball. We got it with Rashford cutting in from the left. We had it with Daniel James cutting from the right. We had it from Martial playing down the middle. Unfortunately, we don't have any striker going into this game. So that's going to be the issue. But I actually do want hoofball. And let me tell you something. Bruno has never missed a game due to injury. This guy was in a cast before, and he played a game in 3 days. So he will play on Sunday, I promise you. I don't care that he limped last game, but this guy will take injections, and they'll play him at next game. No problem at all. He's going to be playing on painkillers, not other injections. We're not talking about that type of injections. Sorry, Pogba. But anyways, Daffy,
I want an apology from you because I've had enough.
There we go.
In my opinions, and then I get it right. You have to apologize.
What have you gotten right? What did you apologize when I got
the Chelsea draw at Man City? There you are.
I love when you do this. You predicted a different play style than what I predicted. And they actually played the play style that I said. They got a result, and now you're trying to claim it. They got it in a way that you didn't predict. So why would I apologize to you?
So you're claiming the play style. I'm claiming the result. You can take the style. I'll take the ball home.
No, but it doesn't matter. I'll tell you. Listen to me. This is why it doesn't matter. I can look at a game and say this is how a team is supposed to set up. Now, I didn't predict the Chelsea result because I didn't think he was going to be smart enough to do that. I said if he does do it, they'll get a result. So technically, I was right. You thought a result in a completely different way. So actually, who's right here and who's wrong?
If
But
Man
anyways,
United win at the Etihad, full stop, fuck the style, will you apologize?
why would I apologize? Why does everyone always look an apology?
There
Everyone
you are.
always wants an
There
apology.
you are.
Okay.
Point
If I do
proven,
that,
chat. Staffy exposed
here's the
once again.
difference between me
Right
and you.
here, right now, in
Oh
front of
my
the
God.
Terrace audience.
Stop
if Man
screaming
United
and let
win
me
at the
finish.
Etihad and okay, let me add another stipulation. If Man United win at the Etihad and Garnacho score, will you apologize? Yalla.
I'm not going to apologize to anything. Stop doing this.
There you go.
Because if people
There
are
you
going to
go.
start asking me for apologies, I can go back to every Terrace video I was on since the beginning. And honestly, bro, at this point, these guys are going to, I'm not even going to just get an apology. They might have to write me a letter and post it like on
Dissertation.
Twitter or something. Because if I go back to everything me and Terry debated and I said, Terry, give me an apology, Terry would give me an apology speech right now. Because there's so many things that I got right that I never go back and
what?
claim, oh, remember
What would I be apologizing for?
Popcorn in the chat.
the
What would I be
beginning,
apologizing
the
for?
Say it,
beginning of
Staffy, say it
everything.
with your chest. Call him out.
Hold on. The whole idea that we were gonna be a better team this year based on the signings we made. I was one of the few people who said no, we're gonna be worse. And you told me don't show your bump too early. Well, guess what? I did show my bump early and I ended up being right.
No, I understand you're right, but I did think we'd play better football this year.
And that's why I didn't hold you.
Because in pre-season, the first couple of games when we were doing that, that was against Leeds. We played well, and we played really well against Arsenal, and we had that conversation. And all I meant by "don't show your bum too early" is like hold that back in a little bit. Like don't
hear you.
Like a lot of people showed their bum with the gym. Don't want him; he's going to be awful. They're having to slowly start backtracking. It's like just don't always speak. That's all I meant by it.
And I agree with you. And
sorry, though, bro. Do one.
This is what I'm trying to say. I don't go back and collect too many receipts because this is how football is. You get a lot of shit wrong anyways. So if I go back and actually claim to get a receipt from everyone, we'll spend all day doing that. But back to the game, because this guy made us completely go off the game and talk about something else. Here's why I won't apologize. Because I've been also the same person who all along was not happy with the results. Sorry, was not happy with the performances, regardless of the results, because I knew it wouldn't be sustainable. This game, including the last two games, all United fans went into these games with no confidence. We were worried against Forest, and we were worried against Fulham, and we're going to be worried on Sunday. Now, if I tell you right now on paper, a team has one loss in 9 games, in the last 9 games, is that a good form or not? On paper, regardless of who the team is, everyone would say, yes, that's good form. This team, whoever this team is definitely doing well. Everyone should be confident. We go into the Forest game, everyone expected a loss. You know why? Because we didn't have Højlund. Actually, the Fulham game too. So how you telling me before the Fulham game, we had 6 wins and 1 draw, and people were going into Fulham not confident because of just Højlund. So one player defines how much you believe or don't believe in a team.
No, but
and then
Fulham
you go
is different,
and
Staffy.
listen to me. Let me finish and you'll get my point.
Because
Then
Fulham,
we go.
You're not the underdog.
Yeah, baby, it doesn't matter. People were still not confident in that game. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You go to the Forest game.
Pressure on Man United this Sunday? There is no pressure.
Yeah, listen. That's you're not understanding my point. Listen to my point before you answer. We go into the Forest game. We lose Maguire from the game before. So don't tell me all of a sudden United fans rate Maguire. So now we didn't have Højlund, and now we don't have Maguire and Højlund, and people are all of a sudden shitting themselves going into the Forest game. I'm like, hold on. If you truly believe the football that we were playing was sustainable enough for just 1 or 2 players to be missing, and then you replace them with 1 or 2 players that fit the system right away, and we're going to play well, no one would have been worried about the game. But they were worried. Now going into the City game, City barred the Luton game where they scored 5 goals. Yes, obviously that's a lot of goals for Haaland. Sorry, they scored 6. They struggled against Brentford, only scored 1 goal. They struggled against Chelsea, only scored 1 goal. And they struggled against, Bournemouth, and only scored 1 goal. So this is a team that is not actually, bar the Luton game, is not actually in form. Now, why are you going to a team that's struggling to score goals when you are on this recent form and you're not confident? And I'll tell you why they're not confident, because they never believed. They never believed that the results matched the performances. When I did the whole top red thing, is because I wanted to mock it. I wanted to show that I'll listen to you. No one wants to listen to me? Fine, let's not listen to me. The performances are great. The results are great. Now let's go into every game being confident. There's a reason why they're not confident. They see the results and they know every game is in isolation, different than the game before. The performances are never consistent. The results are never as consistent, and no one sees a style of play. If you see a style of play, you know you're going to be able to implicate it against lower teams and hopefully against bigger teams. I'm not saying you should approach a Forest game like the same way you approach a City game, because obviously the quality between the two is astronomical. But the reasons they don't believe, it's not just because of one Hoyland injury. It's not because of a Maguire injury. It's because they don't trust in the way that we play football. Now, you go to City, give them the 20 points that we're, 20 shots we're averaging every game. We concede on average 20 shots per game. Now, you go give that to City. They don't have Awoniyi shooting at you. They don't have Elanga. They don't have Origi. They have Haaland. They have De Bruyne. They have Foden. And this is why everyone else is shitting their pants. Because they know they go to the Etihad with the same way that we've been playing football, and it's going to be a cricket score. So this just shows me from the beginning that no one actually believed. Everyone just wanted to be, yes, I'm the top red. I'm the one who's going to say top 4. All of a sudden, you lose one game to Fulham and top 4 is off. I didn't know that 3 points puts you in a race or takes you out of a race. If Liverpool lose the next game, are you saying Liverpool are out of the title race? No, you're going to be upset. Because you're going to be like, you know what? These are 3 important points that I need before I face City and Arsenal. But I lost 3 points. That's going to hurt my race. You're not going to say I'm out of the race. These fans, the minute we lost one game, all of a sudden we're out of a top 4 race. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen one result put you in or out of a race. So, yeah, I rambled on for too long. My point is just to show that these fans never believed going into these games that we are actually building onto something. Because if it was the case, we wouldn't have been feeling this the way we're feeling into Sunday.
I listen. I agree with you. I want to make a case for us to win. I do. And listen, if we were playing better football, with how easy it's been in recent games to counter-attack against Man City, I'd have a little bit of confidence. But our midfield gets so exposed. The holes in our midfield. If we're like that on Sunday, it could be 6, 7, or 8. The only chance we've got of walking away without being embarrassed is if we set up in how we did against Bayern Munich in the last group game and how we did against Liverpool at Anfield. And we are super defensive, super tight, barely any gaps, and we shithouse a result nobody's expecting. Genuinely, that's the only way I see us doing it. Now, if we do that and we stop City from scoring, there's always a chance of nicking it on the counter. That does exist, and I understand that. But I don't have faith that we can be rigid enough, solid enough, and too hard to break down. I just don't personally think we have
Amrabat or Lindelof. That's going to be
a left back. Exactly.
No, they're going to be on Foden / De Bruyne side. Whoever is playing left back for us next game, prayers for you. This is going to be the hardest game probably of their career. Can you imagine Lindelof having to interchange between De Bruyne and Foden?
We've conceded the most amounts on shots at goal this season in the Premier League. That's the crazy thing. Even the relegation teams, they consider similar to what we are. It's awful. Again, I want to be. I don't want to. I want to big my team up. I want to say, come on, we can. Someone in the comments a minute ago, Terry, you are a hypocrite because you like Arsenal more than Man United. No, I don't. I love Man United. I've got no love for Arsenal. But I praise Arsenal more than I praise Man United because they are better than us. How can you expect me, even though I love the club, how can I praise my team more than Arsenal when they're better than we are? That doesn't make sense. I could go down the typical YouTuber route of just saying nasty things about all the rival clubs. But I'm 38 years of age. It's boring lying. It's boring lying for banter all the time. Every now and then you have a bit of banter, but doing it all the time. There's certain guys on Twitter are saying everything they tweet is a joke and not serious. And I'm like, you're not bored. Anyway, that's just me. Maybe I am boring. I don't care. But yeah, I just hope we don't get embarrassed. Like genuinely right now, we're so poor. The football's so bad. I'm just going into the game Sunday hoping that we don't get embarrassed. 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. You really are convinced, aren't you?
Yes, I am convinced. Because
he only
City
predicts
like
against you only predict against City in top 6 games.
City are not strong.
And we're strong?
If I'm convinced. Can I explain myself, please?
No, but you're saying City are not strong.
Why I'm convinced? Do you just want to fight all the time?
First of all, stop giving it the big end. I'm just asking you a question here, okay? I'm just saying, you're saying City are not strong. Are we strong? That went right over Terry's head.
Sorry, I was reading comments. Sorry, I was reading comments from the viewers.
That's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. No, I'm just saying. You're saying because City have not been strong and we've been strong. We actually got
Okay, let me
depleted and we're
explain the
not
logic.
strong.
Let me explain the logic. City
Go ahead.
defensively have been getting counterattack to the
I
point of
agree.
no return.
I
Every single game. The reason why I'm saying this is in the Bournemouth, who have significantly lower quality than you, whether you rate your players or not, your manager or not, Bournemouth Football Club do not have good players. Bournemouth are average. The definition of an average club is Bournemouth. Bournemouth Football Club created, I'm not talking about chances. I'm not talking about someone passed to someone and he shot. I'm talking about clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. I'm talking about Kluivert in front of goal. I'm talking about Sinistera. I'm talking about Ouattara off the bench. I'm talking about multiple opportunities. I actually could name all 6 or 7 after the game, but I've forgotten them now. I've named the 3, 4 that I can remember. And like when you look at Bournemouth and when you look at Brentford and when you look at like even Luton, despite they conceded 6, all of these teams, Chelsea, bro, who me and you agree that they have a shit team, we have all successfully counterattacked Manchester United to the point of no return.
City.
I cannot sit up here and think that the team in 6th in a derby with no pressure on them is not going to be able to counterattack Manchester City. Manchester City's defense this season have been absolutely dreadful. This is actually one of their weakest defenses I've seen. Forget the numbers. I'm talking about on the eye. The problem is sometimes when players come up against Man City, when they get in front of their goal, they just shit the bed, to be honest with you. I think with Manchester City and Man United, I really don't believe there's any pressure on Man United. When the whole world is expecting you to lose, like Ten Hag is not going to lose his job because of this game. Like the Man United players aren't going to get heavily criticized because of this game. They were going to get criticized because of Fulham at home. They got criticized because of Bournemouth at home. They get criticized in games like this. But if everyone's same thing with the Anfield game, you saw how they play with no pressure, just absolutely park the bus, did not allow Liverpool to create opportunities. Now, I recognize that City's creativity is better than Liverpool's creativity. So City will also create chances. I recognize that, no problem. I'm not like egotistical or anything. But when I look at Man United's counterattack and the pace and power that they have on the counterattack, they are capable of creating chances. The only thing
But we
that
don't
is
because we don't have
making my
Højlund.
confidence like 1% less, okay, not for 1%, like 10% less, is the fact that more times this season, the Man United front three are not making the right decisions in the final third when they do get the ball. That's the messed up part. But I think United are going to get something, to be honest with you. And I've actually fully predicted them to get the upset this Sunday. I really believe it. And I look at the Man City defense and it's just the indicators are there.
Do
Let
you
me
know?
just correct you. We don't have pace and power on the counter because you don't have Højlund. You mentioned Anthony earlier. I'm not even gonna. When you said that, you mentioned Garnacho. I'm actually not even gonna mention Garnacho. Anthony. If you think Anthony's a good transition player, I don't know what you've been watching. This guy actually kills every counterattack, and Terry will tell you the guy that hates actually running down the line. If you tell him, look at this line, just run, and I'll give you the ball, he's literally going to stop. And if you give him the ball, he's always going to kind of cut back to his left. He's actually the opposite of a transition player. If Højlund was there, I would hear you because Højlund is very good at drawing the defenders out. At least Rashford can make these runs in behind.
Anthony will be right wing back.
Right wing.
Rashford and Garnacho, who's going to be?
I mean, he's just going to play so he can defend. I hope you understand that. Like Anthony's playing 100% so he could track back. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it'll be there. Look,
But outside of Rashford running down the middle,
I can't
I don't
see
anything
I
else.
hope you're right though, Sam.